All right, so for this task, I am going to review the endotracheal tube with you. So the endotracheal tube is how the surgery patient, will be getting the gas anesthesia. So we insert this down the trachea, in the mouth, down the trachea of the pet, and then this will be hooked up to the anesthesia machine, and then this side will be down in the trachea. Now the way we decide which size to use, you take the opening end here, the part that will go into the trachea, and then you measure kind of between the pet's nostrils, the width between the pet's nostrils. So if the diameter of the opening matches the size of the width between the pet's nostrils, that's how you guesstimate of which size to use. So one thing you want to do every time before you use an endotracheal tube is you want to check for leaks. So this cuff here, it inflates. Once we put it into the pet's trachea, we'll inflate this cuff so it holds it in place and that the gas anesthesia does not escape up through the trachea and out the mouth. So what we do is we take just a syringe, you draw back, fill it with air. You're gonna hook it up here, and then you'll go ahead and inflate the cuff. All right, and so inflate the cuff. So this is showing that there's no leaks here. It's not deflating. Don't see any punctures or any holes. It's staying inflated, which means it's holding the air. Then when you're ready to, so like I said, so you'll do this once you'll inflate it once it's in the pet's trachea. Once you already put it down the throat into the trachea, you'll inflate it to hold it in place. Now to take it out, before you're to take it out, you have to deflate this. So after the patient is out of surgery and in recovery, and they're fully recovered, vitals are back to normal. This is already unhooked from the anesthesia. You're going to hook your syringe back on, make sure you see this, and draw back, deflates the trachea, or that endotracheal tube, not the trachea, deflates the cuff here, and you can gently pull it out of the pet's throat and mouth. And that's how you use the endotracheal tube. So for this next task, I just want to review respiratory monitoring for a patient that is under anesthesia, about to get surgery, during surgery, and after surgery. So there's a couple different ways you can do it. One is just by watching the pet, looking at the pet, watching the chest and seeing it rise and fall. Seeing that the pet is taking in breath, taking out, and breathing out. Inhaling, exhaling, rise and fall with the chest. Seeing that, by watching that, you can see that it's steady, consistent, not too slow, not too fast, not too rapid, that it's normal, it not having a lot of breath at one point and then slowing down and speeding up. Another way is using a stethoscope. Another way is using a stethoscope and listening to the breathing and the heart rate as well. Also, when the pet's hooked up to the anesthesia machine, you can check on the reservoir bag, and on the reservoir bag, seeing that the rise and fall of the reservoir bag as well. Will also another way to help you keep track of respiration. And then the last way I would recommend to keep track of respiration is on the pulse ox machine that will give you a number of or keep track of the respiration. So those are a couple different ways of how to monitor respiration for a patient under anesthesia. So for this next task, I want to review the esophageal cystoscope and gastric intubation. So our clinic does not have an esophageal cystoscope, but how they would work, or how it would work. So one part is a tube that would go down in the pet's mouth, down the esophagus, and then the other end is like a normal stethoscope, which you can put in your ears and listen. So this is to monitor heart rate and rhythm and pulse, and that's how you'd use an esophageal stethoscope.